All right, guys. What's going on? Welcome back to the stream. It has been a 10-day vacay, so to speak, for me. Our last stream was Friday, the week before Thanksgiving, and hang on just one second. I'm just gonna let our Discord group know that we're live. Yeah. So last week was the last time we traded was Friday, November 18th, and then I did do a little bit of trading offline through Thanksgiving week, basically Monday and Tuesday. We did well there, which is awesome. We're on pace to do to get funded in our futures market. Um, but sorry guys, I'm just checking something here. Um, but today, well, before I get into that, yeah, so I ended up getting sick, like really badly during the vacation, and as far as how sick I got, hey, what's up, Tiny? Uh, we were doing like I was at like 102.6, 102.7, for quite a while actually, and it was kind of hard. Like honestly, I've been that sick before, to where I actually ended up with like delirium. So I was hoping that that would not be the case. As far as how I'm feeling, I do feel better. There's a little bit of like coughing, it's just like some nasty stuff coming up, but and as far as fever goes, it's still like in the 99s, like 99 low 100. But it's not like affecting me, I wouldn't say. Um, Although may have a hard time constructing sentences here and there. I've already seen, but I think it's honestly because this like 10 days without talking like on this I use this as a way to honestly to like keep in contact with humanity. Um, One second, I'm just gonna open my door. It's kind of hot in my office. I swear all the heat in the house just gets trapped in this office. Which, could be worse. Could be the exact opposite. It could be all the heat in the house gets trapped somewhere else. So as far as trading on the day goes, peak of the day it was up 2,500 in the sim and up 290.70 in the evaluation. Luckily, we're still up 290 in the eval. I haven't taken any other trades, but in the sim, slowly kind of grinded down my profits. Um, Run at 97, so when I get up to 100 and above, go to the docks. This is 103 in the spring. Yeah, that's no fun, dude. Like I actually had sepsis once. That was horrible. Like my temperature went crazy. Like when I don't know even know how that happened. Like it just started getting sick, and then 2 days later I had sepsis. It was nuts. So, but yeah, like I said, peak of the day, we were up 2,500 in the sim, and slowly kind of grinded our profits down to 687.50. So lost almost 2,000, and that was not fun. But um, it's all good. We're gonna be a little bit more vigilant. The protests in China are affecting the market today, um, which I gotta say that those guys that are protesting in China, like that has to take a lot of bravery to protest in a government like that. Um, so, you know, um, like not taking any political side of any kind at all, but to Great sound effect. Yeah, I just know. So they added sound effects to this thing, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta use this." It's perfect because I lost 2 grand. That's not perfect, but hey, whatever. I'm gonna turn this music down. Um, but yeah, so the protests in China are actually affecting the market quite a bit. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at the chats. So I actually got caught in this downwick right here, and cut it right about right here. I'm grateful I didn't like try to hold it through. Um, but I had taken a trade right here off 4009, and I actually took like another one here. I did make profit on. Took one at here at like 4009, and I was looking to go up to like 4012. Um, and it kind of like went up, tapped it, didn't fill my order, and then flushed down. And that one costed me quite a bit on that one. Um, but that flush went pretty quickly to the downside. This is on the 3 minute chart right now. You can see we're getting a yellow switch here on the 3 minute chart. Made another bounce. You can see that it's basically been pulling back down to this like 4,000 level and then bouncing off of that. It's been kind of doing that all day. I was lucky enough to be here at the open, and that's where we made 2,500 in here. And unfortunately, I only took one trade in my evaluation through here, and made that 300 bucks. Um, but it's because basically I don't like to trade the open necessarily in my evaluation. Um, Simply because it can be really volatile. Like it can rip up a lot and rip down a lot, and in the time that it's whipping back and forth, it may be trending upward, but it could still knock me out of my whole evaluation, as has happened before. So I try to be cautious and mindful of that. So this switch is on the 3 minute chart from red 4.7 to yellow 4.5. Not exactly very big momentum on that switch. Also, if you look at this 1226 crossover switched to the downside on the 3 minute chart. So nine's below 12, 9 being the yellow line here, 12 being the cyan line. Uh, all that's crossing below the 26, which is moving upward, which is not what we want to see for bullish, but it does work for bearish. And then the 35 has just crossed above the 9 and the 12. So, and it's moving downward. So again, more bullish or more bearish, sorry. And the 50 and the 200 here. It looks like the 200, that's this green line here. Or sorry, the 50 is the green line, the red is the 200. It looks like the 50 is like right at the 200, crossing below it. So that also gives us more bearish movement. So we have far more bearish movement going on in terms of indicators than we do bullish. Now on the bullish side of things, we do have the TTM switching from red to yellow, but with very little momentum, and not enough momentum, in my opinion, to trust it for a trend reversal or a move back up towards VWAP. I could be wrong. Not everything's 100%, especially not when volume is light like this. Like you can see that the volume is light. This green line here is right around 4,000 contracts, and that's where I like to see volume be above or at in order to really sort of have momentum. When it's below that, it's difficult to determine movement, and pretty much since mid-October, it's been really low volume all the time. And then what'll happen is we'll have like 30-40 minutes of really low volume, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3 minutes of incredibly high volume, and then it will go right back down to low volume. And that's what we've been seeing for the last 6 weeks or so. maybe a little less, maybe like 4 or 5 weeks. We do have a possible crossover happening here on the 1 minute chart, where the 9 has gotten above the 12. So that does look good in terms of bullish. We also did just get a cyan switch with a red dot though, and very light in the way of momentum. 2.2 to 1.4 to 0.6 to 0.0. So. I did add a little bit of new music this weekend, like this last week. This is one of the newer tracks. So we did add some more music to this. I didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted to over this 10 days, basically because I was sick for 5 of it, um, and so that's unfortunate. I was going to improve our microphone setup. Excuse me, as well as our background and some other things that I had plans for improving on. Um, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way just because the sickness and all. I was able to get some home stuff done before I got sick, though, so that's good because that'll alleviate more I- items off my plate so that I can dedicate more time here. My intention with this is to be able to get as much of my personal stuff done, uh, like well in advance and ahead of time, so that I can put like a good solid year plus into this, and it really helped grow the optimistic futures community. Because the whole point here is like that we have a community of people that can actually talk to each other and discuss ideas to be able to actually move forward together instead of trying to like blindly go through trading and entrepreneurship and everything by ourselves. I've done that before. I've done both. I've done it where I had sort of an entrepreneur family behind me, and where it was just me blazing my own trail. And in a lot of ways, the blazing your own trail is simpler, but the moving forward with a family is really helpful in terms of like being able to just like grab a pool of other people's wisdom, and being able to sort of learn from others' mistakes and others' experiences. And that's really one of my intentions with the Optimistic Futures Discord group. Not really any trades available right now that I see. You can see we dojied here, we dojied here. We were kind of moving back and forth doing dojis right here. I think in order for me to want to go long, I want to see this 1226 crossover hold, which it didn't, and I'd want to see it really get above this 50 moving average here, this green line. I think once we get above that, then we can see it run up towards VWAP. So it's nice that we got cyan and all that on the 2TM, but without it getting above certain levels, it's going to be challenging to want to take a trade, especially when you look at this and you're seeing that the average volume is like 1,700 contracts. We really want to see it much more closer to like I said, to like 4,000 per minute. By the way, guys, if you're at all curious as to why I decided to take a break when we're finally starting to grow and stuff like that, it really has a lot to do with that. Um, it's also my intention to to build something that I love with this community, and something that doesn't overwork me. I've also been in the situation where I've been there pretty much 24 hours a day for the communities that I built, and if I'm there 24 hours a day, that means that I'm also neglecting my own health, my own family, and other stuff like that. So I think it's really important that we live intentionally and build our businesses and our lives intentionally as well. Um, and that includes, taking time off when necessary. I've noticed that I've known a lot of people throughout the years who were like, well, I will take a break when I've reached a certain level or whatever, and then they end up reaching that level and they don't take any breaks because they ended up building their entire business to function with them there 24/7, and and that's just not a healthy way to build a business. So, all right, so give me a little bit of push up here. Not much. We do actually have, if you look at this, you can see that there's actually a 1226 crossover here, but this 9 is below the 12. It looks like it's trying to break out on light momentum. Like, it looks like it's attempting to. I would be hesitant to go long here. I think that there may be some resistance at this 200 moving average. Um, but trying to get the music going again. This is another thing that I intended to fix over the break, and unfortunately, just didn't get in time for this. So rejected that attempt at a breakout, coming back down to test this 4,000 zone. We've seen a couple of bounces off of it already. Looks like BlockFi actually filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. What? So this is big news. Digital asset lender BlockFi Inc., a cryptocurrency company that once enjoyed a valuation at 3.5 billion, or sorry, 3 billion, as has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in New Jersey, according to Monday press release. This is big news. BlockFi is one of the premier exchanges out there. BlockFi was one of the biggest cryptocurrency companies that was out there. They're issuing credit cards, all sorts of different things. BlockFi was one of the biggest names in cryptocurrency. So the fact that they're filing bankruptcy is really, really big news. And I'm curious how that's going to affect the crypto market. I'm gonna actually pull up coin market cap here real fast and just take a look at this. How this might be affecting Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's down slightly. It is above 16 though, and I think it was just a week ago. It was in the 15s. So with BlockFi going down though, that's, yeah, you can see this drop here off of 16 and a half. But yeah, this is where it was at earlier this week. It was in like 15, like 15.7. which I was saying that this is a buy in this area. That's pretty big news with BlockFi filing for bankruptcy. I wonder how that's affecting like things like Riot and Mara and other crypto stocks. Yeah, Riot's really down. Same with Mara. Back to futures. Not a lot going on. I could try to scalp some shorts or something. In a 98, looking for a 2 tick down. Hold it. Okay, so that was a little win there. The bid right here. Oh. Turns out I only have one contract. I was like, why was that so small? Now I know why. Cut that with a small loss. Basically just broke even on that last trade. Short right there. In at 98 and a quarter. Whoa, nice big drop. Made about 125 on that. I'm short again. Unfortunately, I filled at the bottom of that candle, so that's not where I wanted to be. Still got that fill, up 937.50 on the day. Breaking down now, dropping below the, let's see, the low, the very low here was at 150, around 2 a.m. And that was at 39.92 and a quarter. And we're coming up to tap that. Big drops. Did make about 250 bucks back. Pull back up to 95. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bounce here, but it's looking more like a drop. Currently 754. Bouncing slightly off of 95. Try to join the bid there at 95. Looks like it missed the entry. Just cut it. Oh, dude, it entered? Weird. I'm like in a trade apparently. Okay. Made a little bit back on that. It's like we're getting a slight bounce off 95. When it drops down heavily like this and starts to test a low, a lot of the time we'll get like a nice big bounce back up. Leave this in for 4 ticks now. And join the bid right here. In the 56 and 3/4 for a move up to, or sorry, 96 and 3/4. Looking for a move up to 97 and 3/4. Basically looking for it to test this dying EMA. That's our Discord group. You guys should check them out. By the way, guys, if you guys are interested in earning funding in the futures market, you should check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this right here. Small loss on that one. Yeah, guys, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are great. I've been really happy with them as a company. They have amazing customer service, one thing I personally really look for. But you can earn funding as low as 10K and earn it all the way up to $300,000. And I believe right now they're actually offering 65% off for a lifetime. I think that actually goes to the 29th. So that's like to today and tomorrow. So that one's only been going on pretty much since around Thanksgiving. But it goes to the 29th. So if you use the link in my description and the promo code down there, that's promo code JSBEST, you can actually take 65% off for life on any of these that you see here. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're running right now. But one thing that is for sure, that if you use the link in the description and the promo code JSBEST, you are guaranteed the best price right now. And you can earn funding from 10K all the way up to 300K, and 65% off the 300K brings it down to like in the 200s. It knocks off like 425 bucks. So it's pretty huge. So you can actually trade with the whole house with that one. It takes a discount off of everything you see here, with the exception of the fast tracks. Fast track evaluations are already heavily discounted. You can see the 100K evaluation is currently on sale for 50 bucks, as opposed to its normal 75. So you can actually earn 100K worth of funding for just 50 bucks. So as long as you can hit their profit target and follow all the rules, make sure you click the see more details link here to be able to see how to qualify for all this, what the trailing drawdown is, all that type of good stuff. So you guys will want to understand that before you actually make a purchase and make a buying decision. So we did get that bounce off of 95 and came up rejected at the 9 EMA, and we're pushing back down now. Pretty heavy pushback off that doji. Glad I cut that trade. Still up 937.50 on the day. Not nearly as good as where we were, but you know, green is good, especially when you're green like around $1,000. So, you know, not gonna complain. Heavy pushback from that 96 and a half. Pushed down to like 93 and a quarter or so. We really came down and almost tested these lows. The lows being like 92 something from around 2 a.m. You can see right here, 92 and a quarter. We came down to like 93. So we pretty much did test those lows and got a decent bounce off of it of a couple of bucks. Now the Q is, are we going to continue to drop, or are we going to bounce off this area and come up and begin to test the VWAP? Join the bid here. Just looking for 4 ticks to the upside, which we did just get. That's a 250 bucks back in our pocket. Jumping over to the evaluation at the moment. See if there's an op here. Move this up to 6 ticks. And see if we can get in around 96 and a half. It looks like it might move without us if we do that. Joining the bid right there. Got in on that little pullback. Looking for a test here of this 26 SMA. So I may actually move this up to 99. And then jump into the eval here for a moment. $20 seconds left in this candle. We've got 2 yellow candles in a row on the CTM, moving from 4.7 to 4.3 to 3.85. 4.3 to 3.85. It's a pretty decent movement. We got a doji at the top of this little move here. This could reject with that doji. I'm gonna cut this. Ooh, damn. I was hoping to cut that with that profit. At least we cut it without losing. We've got 3 yellows in a row from 4.3 to 3.84 to 3.4. I'm going to jump out to a 3-minute chart here and take a look at it. I really want to see a the yellow candle form on the 3-minute chart. 5.6, 6.2, 6.8. Still got red on the TTM on the 5 and the 3. Got a possible crossover on the 1 minute though, as well as the yellow candles. Just gonna check in with the chat and just see how y'all doing. Low volume and everything like that today. That always makes it a little bit more challenging to trade, but you know. 3.84, 3.4 to 3.1. Momentum slowing down on that upward move. So I'm just gonna mark this area because you can see that it tested it several times. Mark it like right here. So it's around like 94 and a half, pretty much 95. Pulling back. CTM looking like 8.4 to 3.42 to 3.2 to 3.2. So really losing all of that momentum that came in there. The 35 is beginning to diverge a little bit away from the 26. That's a good thing for trend reversal. But I do think we have a long way to go off that. Look at that. We pulled back all the way right where we marked it, pretty much almost exactly. And now we're bouncing off of there. I'm doing the bid here. Turn it at 95.75. And pulling back some. Doji'd on that. really want to see the 9 now get above the 12. Like, I think that's going to be our biggest indicator of an upward move. Um, our TTM is moving in the right direction, but is moving very slowly. And when the TTM doesn't move with momentum, it's challenging to use it as a reliable indicator. It's got to be moving at like zero point 0.7 or higher towards that direction. Nice little pop there off of that 95 zone. We're starting to get more and more pops off of 95. I think that traders are going to start seeing that as a solid support level now. Right at break even in this trade. We have resistance up here at 97.5, and we have support at like 95. Breaking down yet again. It's a pretty heavy breakdown. Gonna cut this trade. Yikes. That's too bad. Now only green 500 on the day. Hey, when it does that, it just like drops heavily, and you're just like, what am I supposed to do other than manage it? You know, manage the risk, and then it like pulls back up, and you're like, it is what it is, man. Just, you know. This is why I like to trade momentum, but it's just been incredibly challenging to trade momentum this last 6 weeks because no one's trading. There's like no contracts. Our account's been basically stagnant for the last like 3 weeks. I mean, we've been having mostly green days, but with fees and everything like that, it's basically making it kind of stagnant. Where's all the volume? And all the traders in the world just decide to go on vacation. We're just left with 2,000 contracts a minute. I'm looking at 808. So this is typically where we start to... Yeah, no worries. Just playing with my chart setting. Yeah, so this is typically where we start to see trend reversals, is like at the top of the hour. Right in this zone. TCM moving from 2.4 to 2.2 to 2.2. Basically no movement on there. Switching over to the 3-minute chart. Actually, that's the 5. I'm going to go to 3. Switching to the 3-minute chart. Just seeing what the momentum is looking like. Momentum is looking downward, making new lows. Just making sure I'm not in a trade in my eval. We're still up in the eval today, gratefully, up 290. So it's looking good there. Bouncing off that low. Switching to the 5 and seeing how that's going. Still a lot of momentum pushing towards the downside. So new low of the day, $39.91 and a quarter. $1 below what the original low was. Now it would be nice to see if we actually get a bounce off this We gotta break through this 97 level. I'm gonna put this at like 8 ticks. Typically when we make a new low, that's when we start getting some more momentum in the moves. Got a nice entry on that, 94.50. Looks like I could have got an even better entry, but looking to get out at 96.50, which is just below that resistance level. It's actually like right at it, and just below the 26 SMA. The movement on the TTM looking like 2.2 to 1.8 to 1.6. So micro moves on that TTM in terms of momentum. Volume, this one that made the low got reasonable increase in volume. Currently down 4 ticks. Basically grinded away all of our profit on the day. Honestly, it's like, kind of feels like we should have just taken our profit right at the open and just walked off. But we weren't even streaming then, so. And yes, I do take trades off stream. The vast majority of my trades are done on stream. But occasionally, if I wake up and I see something moving or whatever, then I'll take a trade. Got a possible crossover here on the 1 minute chart, and momentum looking reasonable. About a half a point on the TTM. Pushing up. Gosh, got so close to the trade. Off by 1 tick. Reduced by sell order. Here we go, we got that. Made 250 on that one. Looks like this crossover may actually happen, although this 9 is still below the 12. Doji on here and a little bit of a pop-up. It does look like this will actually go through though. Go for like 3 ticks, something small. The bid here in the sim in at 96 and a quarter. Looks like could have got in at 96. This does look good for a push up. I'm hoping that breakout would have been a little bit more strong. There's the move. So we did get that trade. Puts us back over a K on the day in the sim. Pulling back now. 9 starting to cross above the 12. The Science, which just happened on red dots. I'm going to check this against a 3-minute chart. We do have a possible crossover, so I don't want to take too much time. Um, we also have a possible crossover on the 3-minute chart, although that is a long way away. 7.6 to 6.8 to 6.0. This is looking decent now for actual breakout. So I'm going to set this at 12 ticks, and then I'm going to look for an entry point that I want. This is going to be right here around this 35. Alright, got the entry at 97.5. I'm looking for a move up to test 4,000. This 50 EMA here may act as resistance. Gonna put this at 6 ticks on the eval and see if there's an op. Hopefully I don't hesitate too much like I tend to sometimes do when it comes to the evaluation. Our entry here is at 97.5. Hitting resistance at the EMA 35. And there's 30 seconds left in this candle. Okay, let's see. 9 is about the 12. We did just get that 1226 crossover. So we've got to break above this EMA 35. Really important that we get above that EMA 35 because that is where our momentum will tend to kick in, is if we can break above this. Checking this against a 3-minute chart. 3-minute chart still giving us that possible crossover notification. 7.6 to 6.8 to 6.1. Our next one's going to be at 8:18. That is in about 15 seconds. Moment of truth. And look for resistance here at about 4,000, which is right around where our sell order is at 4,000.5. Maybe I want to reduce it by like 2 ticks. 6.8 to 6.1 to 5.3. This is our new 3-minute candle, which is pulling back some. Now we want to see, especially when we're at a breakout attempt. But from 6.1 to 5.2, that is looking, I mean, that's like almost the whole point. Our next 5-minute candle will be at 8:20. $39.96.5. On the 1-minute chart here, and only moving slightly on the TTM. I want to see this go from like 1.5 to like 2.5. Get like a, or at least like 0.8. You can see why I said that 35 would be resistance. Rejected it here once, twice, 3 times. So that's 3 rejections at the EMA 35. It's really a common rejection point. Currently at our risk level. We'll put this just slightly in the green and see if if we have an op. It's not looking like it though. Probably gonna cut this trade. Past our risk level. Risk level being 500. I haven't cut it yet, just because it's kind of dancing at our risk level. And you can see we pull back up to it. This is like notorious of the ES. When the volume is low, they kind of play with your heartstrings, play with your emotions. Still continuing to pull back. Oh, we do have a new 5-minute candle. So on the 5-minute, we've actually gotten a couple of yellows from 9.9 to 9.9 to 9.9. So basically went nowhere. Gonna cut this based off that movement. Lost the 625 on that one. So easy come, easy go, I guess. 3-minute chart looking better from 6.1 to 5.5 to 5.0, which is the current one. Next candle's at 24, which is a ways out. It's 2 minutes out. Of course, it pulls back right after I cut it. Pulls up. Went back to cyan on the 1-minute chart. Three paper trades on the ES so far, and I'm up. I know that if they're alive, me losses, so. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out what's going on with you. I mean, like, honestly, like, if you trade enough on paper, then when you go live, you'll just happen to notice that there are certain things that you tend to do differently live than you do in paper. I know I personally do them. I cut faster in live than I do in paper, and a lot of times I shouldn't. This EMA 35 acting as really tough resistance. Market is moving incredibly slow. Like, I mean, honestly, 1600, 1200, 1700. Like, what is this volume? So few contracts. EMA 35 is really kind of the line in the sand to beat. Pushing up over it, and likely once we do, we'll run into resistance at this 50 EMA and then pull back, and we want to bounce off the 35, then rip up above the 50 EMA. Get rid of this 12 and going for 4 ticks. One in the bid right here. I'm looking for that 35 to pop. There's just no volume. Possible crossover on the 3-minute chart. It's a long way out though. If you notice that the 26 is way up here at 4,000. Sorry guys, that's that sickness still happening. Live in progress. 3 minute TTM looking like 5.5 to 4.9 to 4.7. So very little, like you can see the momentum leveling off, going from 5.5 to 4.9, and then only to 4.7. So that went from zero point 0.6 down to zero point 0.2. So you can see that kind of level off happening there. There we go. Finally getting a little bit of a push. Hitting resistance at that 35 yet again. Got to break over that. EMA 35 is one of my favorite indicators just because of how indicative it is of finding support and resistance zones on the 1, the 3, and the 5 minute chart. It's incredibly valuable for that. Going back and forth on the, so we did get that trade, by the way. There's a couple ticks, up 625 on the day. Uh, Clearly very down from where we were at the open. And incredibly choppy down here at the bottom. Like to take a trade in the evaluation, but I have to see real momentum come in. And right now, I feel like there just isn't enough volume going on. We need more like this candle here, where there's like 6,000 contracts traded, or like this one here, where there's like, again, 5K contracts traded. We need that to be a continuous thing, or at least closer to like 3,000. 3,000 or 4,000. You can see this green line here that we have on our volume chart. That's kind of the line in the sand that we're looking for, which is around 4,000 contracts traded per minute. You can see the 26 is beginning to diverge a little bit from the 12 here, so that may indicate that we're actually are going to break out above this 35 soon. Just gonna check this on the 5 minute chart. See how this is going. 9.9, 9.9, 9.6 to 9.0. So finally got a little bit of a momentum push on the 5 minute chart. Checking the 3 minute chart, still looking at that possible crossover. When that happens, hopefully that is a nice big rip to the upside. 7.6 to 6.8 to 6.1 to 5.5, 4.9, 4.5 to 4.0. Moving at about a half a point on the 3 minute chart, which is not bad. Next 3 minute candles at 8:30, which is in 2 minutes. Switching to the 1 and seeing if there's anything at all. Rejecting yet again off the 35. It's pretty heavy rejection. Yeah, I totally know what you're saying there, Tiny. That's honestly one of the reasons why I decided to do the evaluation to begin with. Is that like, um, for years I basically was trading the trading stocks and then like building it up like a tiny little bit at a time, and and that would work for a while. Like, like I would have 2, 3, 4, 5 months with like little to no losses, and be building up, building up, building up, and take like $100 and turn it into like $600 or something like that. And then all of a sudden, take one trade and it ends up going super bad, and you lose 2 months of work. And so that's one of the biggest challenges that I had when it came to trading stocks, and in building up to that 25K PDT. And so that was one of the reasons why I decided to go futures in the first place, because like, yeah, I might lose $1,000 in a day or something like that, but I can make 3,000 the next. And so it gives me leverage and it gives me opportunity that I'm just not going to get utilizing a cash account unless I go in heavy with a cash account with thousands of dollars. And so, um, which I could do, but in doing so would put my family at risk. It's not something I'm willing to do. Um, and so that's one of the reasons why I love futures, because I can take something like Elite Trader funding and I could be like, okay, so we could use the promo code that's in the description, get 65% off or something like that. I can get access to $25,000, or I can get access to $50,000 for 50, $60. And so for 50, 60, $75, whatever, getting access to having that much for that little is it's it's an incredibly good deal, if that makes sense. Um, it's it's so that's one of the reasons why I just decided to lean towards that way, is because just the sheer amount of leverage that I can get for 50, $60 is just it's kind of like it makes a huge difference. So, by the way, guys, if you want to earn funding in the futures market like me, check out Elite Trader Funding. I love these guys. Great customer service. You can earn funding as low as 10K and earn funding all the way up to $300,000. If you use the link in the description and promo code JSBEST, I believe between now and tomorrow, they're offering 65% off. Don't quote me on that, but the promo code in their JS Best will always guarantee the best price that they're offering right now. Um, and currently, I'm working on the 50K evaluation, which allows me to have a max drawdown of 2,000 on the trailing drawdown and $3,000 profit target, which we are halfway to. And here's our eval here. We're at 1386 out of 3000. And if you pull this down, you can actually see what your trailing drawdown is. Mine is currently sitting right at 2000. Um, so that's how you can check that stuff. 35, EMA 35 acting as incredibly strong resistance. Usually is not as strong as it is today. You can see how many times it tested and rejected here along this blue EMA 35. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can count that one if you want. So 9, 10 times on that rejection there. Gosh, being sick these last couple of days, my nose is all itchy. Being like super sick. Running the temperature of like 102.5 or something like that a couple of days ago was not fun, man. Like, it felt like my whole body was on fire. But then, like, once the fever broke, then it was just like, I just had the worst headache. Like, it was like a migraine for like 48 hours. Gratefully, that all happened on while we were taking that time off. Because I would have just had to cancel the stream anyway. I'd just been like, you know what, dude, I'm too sick. I can't trade with a temperature 102.5. I'm the greatest trader in the world. Not even sickness will stop me. Still chopping out just here, riding these lows. On the 3-minute chart, you can see we got a 35 cross above the 26. What this is useful for, it's another reason why I like the EMA 35. One of the things that this is useful for is it's able to not with 100% accuracy, but with pretty strong accuracy, predict future breakouts. So this happened at what, 8:24, and so I usually tack on about 20 minutes to it on the 3 minute chart. So about 8:45, there is potential that I would see for a breakout based off of this crossover. Now, I could be wrong, but a lot of the time, I would say roughly about 70 to 75% of the time, it's correct in terms of predicting that breakout move. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to take care of my sicky nose. Alrighty, we're back. Alright. So, kind of feel a little bit out of my depth, honestly. Just like having the days off and just like having the, just like with the longer longer days away, like with Thanksgiving and everything like that, like, and the market being closed, just kind of feel a little out of my depth today. I mean, at least we're green on everything. I don't know if we are with how many contracts we took today, but I actually wonder how many contracts I can take. I'm gonna try taking 6. See if anything happens. See if it'll allow me to take 6. I'm just gonna go for like 1 tick. And I'm gonna switch to the 1 minute chart so that I can accurately do this. Turn the bid here. Yeah, allows me to take 6. Allow me to take 7. Nope. 6. Let's start taking 6 contracts then. And start learning that. So we are seeing a little bit of a breakout above that EMA 35. This is the area that we've been looking for. So with 6 ticks, looks like each tick is worth 75 bucks. This will take a little bit of work to get used to. The evaluation side now. Looks like we got some opportunity here. We did get that break above the 35 that we've been waiting for a very long time. 9's above 12 and potential crossover of the 1226. I'm gonna put this up at 4 ticks and let's join the bid here. We're going to increase our financial thermometer by utilizing 6 contracts instead of 5. This I'm going to switch down to 3 ticks, not 6. And oof. So next resistance here is at this 50 EMA. By the way, Tiny, the financial thermometer, I'm talking to you, Tiny, very specifically just because you and me have had conversations about this. Financial thermometer is this idea that that one of my mentors talked to me about, where it's basically like, unless you've like unless you've earned a certain amount, it's very difficult for you to be able to manage the higher amount that you've worked with. So essentially, it's like you go incrementally higher and higher instead of trying to go all at once. That's one of the reasons why when people win the lottery, the vast majority of people just lose all their money. It's because they're not accustomed to dealing with that much money. And so, like, to build your financial thermometer, you're basically moving up incrementally in time, like incrementally financially. Big rip down with a big rip up. We did get that trade up 1075 on the day now in the sim. Getting a little bit of movement here and momentum on slightly lower volume, but in at 97 and a quarter, looking to get a 98 and a quarter. I really wanted to take this trade in the evaluation and just didn't do it because of the 50 EMA resistance. Get some faster moves.
Order filled.
Got in at 98.75. Trying to get out at 98.5 or 99.5.
Order filled.
Took that profit gratefully. I only got one tick on that one. Oh shit. I'm still in this trade by 2 contracts.
Order filled.
Okay, we got it. So made a tiny little profit on that, and okay. So we finally got that breakout. And by the way, I was saying at about 840, 845, and that's exactly what happened. Again, that's why the EMA 35 is so valuable, because we were talking about this on the 3-minute chart, and if you remember, we called this out at 824. We said at 824 that around 840, 845 there would be a potential breakout. Now again, we're seeing resistance at the EMA 35. This time though, it's on the 3-minute chart. 3, yeah, there's my numbers. This time it's on the 3-minute chart, and so again, that's why this EMA 35 is so valuable as an indicator. So momentum looking like 2.8 to 1.8 to 0.9. We're up 331 in the evaluation. I definitely think we could have got a lot more on that last trade, but I'm not going to be greedy. We have a possible crossover in the 3-minute chart, and I would really like to see that crossover take place and get a nice rip above the EMA 35 and past this 50 EMA, and hopefully come up and actually test the 200 moving average. Now, not just the 200 moving average, but VWAP too. Now, the 200 moving average is just below VWAP here at 4,004, and VWAP is at 4,005 ish. Um, and so that's about an $8 difference about where we're at. May get a cyan switch here on the 3-minute chart, going from 1.8 to 1.1. Gonna put this up at 8 ticks, and I'm gonna look to join the bid here at 98. Got the entry at 98. Looking to get out at 4,000, which is right where this 50 EMA is. Just checking in with y'all's. Alrighty. So we're trading 6 contracts now in the sim. Trying to upgrade my financial thermometer. And as far as the evaluation goes, we're up 1427 in the eval. Just got a cyan switch on the 1-minute chart. Double top here. Right at, what is that, 99. I do think this move up to 4,000 is going to happen, but I'm hesitant taking in my eval. Again, that's you know, how we trade in sim versus how we trade live. It's a challenge, and you know, it's just a really hard thing to sometimes do, but getting a lot of movement on light volume. It's kind of weird. This is the anticipation of the speech. That's got to be what's going on right now. Few seconds left in this candle. Halfway to victory in the evaluation. Guess I should have taken that trade. Hindsight, you know. Movement just seems kind of unpredictable. Like, overall, I think it's going up, but at the same time, like, it's like, seems really kind of just bouncing all over the place. I'm going to take this profit here. I do think it's going to come up and hit that 4,000. We're anticipating the Fed speech at 9. There are 2 Fed speeches happening at 9. Let me pull those up on the screen here. There is the St. Louis Fed President, James Bullard, interviewed by MarketWatch. That's happening at 9. And there is the New York Fed President, John Williams, speaks at the Economic Club of New York. So 2 Fed presidents speaking today at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m., 12 noon Eastern time. So the St. Louis Fed and the New York Fed presidents, James Bullard and John Williams, both speaking at the exact same time. And that's what is causing these price spikes that are happening right now. So we had that trade at 4K, which we ended up cutting for a $300 profit. Up 18.25 again on the day. Our peak of the day was 2,500. Our low of the day was 250 in green. So kind of sad we gave back 90% of the profits, basically trading through all that chop. Um, but, that's the way it is. A lot of price action happening in the anticipation of these speeches. Um, those speeches start in about 10 minutes, and when they do, if investors don't like what they got to say, there may be quite a big drop. So, me personally, I try to be flat for the actual speech time or the actual news drop time. That's in 10 minutes. We have a possible crossover on the 3-minute chart right after this cyan switch, which went from 1.0 yellow to 0.0 to 0.9 on the cyan side. 9's above 12, and we're coming really close to that 26 crossover. Hitting resistance, that EMA 35 as well as the EMA 50, and joining the bid here and looking for that move up towards 4,000 in at 98.75, but gonna actually put this at 99.75, which is right at this 50 EMA. We have a little flag there, as you can see, that's sort of like that wedge right there um, on the 3-minute chart. Moving from 0.9 to 1.5 on the TTM as well. I'm going to switch this over to the 5-minute chart and see what we got going on. 5-minute chart is stacking with pretty decent momentum from 6.5 to 5.1. So 5-minute chart's looking decent, and that's our newest one at 850. So we're not going to have another one for a while. And the 35 is also at 4,000 on the 5-minute chart. 3-minute chart, looking for that 1226 crossover, which looks like it's happening right now, but we won't have full confirmation until 54, which is in 2 minutes. Jumping back to the 1, you can see this heavy resistance right here at 39 and a quarter, or 99 and a quarter, sorry. Just gonna put this at 1 tick up, just I want out of this trade. Pretty much like when the trades don't resolve practically immediately, I usually want out. Rolling down 1 to 2 ticks in this one, currently 2 ticks. Cutting it. Lost of 300 on that one. Up 15.25 on the day. We started trading with 6 contracts today. First time that we traded with this many contracts. So that's going to be a sort of a mind bend, if you will, as we adjust to that higher amount. Each tick is worth $75 before fees. So that will affect our total financial thermometer, the way that we view trading. The intention of it is to stretch our mind to be able to understand and to be able to work with bigger numbers. It's really important that we do that as individuals, as entrepreneurs, as traders, because by working with bigger numbers, yes, we may take bigger losses, but we also will take larger wins. That'll help us work with bigger accounts over time. Running into resistance at that 99 and a quarter, as you can see, hit that resistance there like a bunch of different times. New 3-minute candle just popped up. Let me go ahead and pull that up. From 1.5 to 2.2 on a red dot. Finally hit 4,000. I can't believe it took that long to hit 4,000, by the way. And we did get that 1226 crossover. Now running into resistance to the EMA 50. which is right at 4,000. Just gonna jump in and check in with y'all, see how y'all doing. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All this stuff does helps the channel grow, helps the community grow. By the way, guys, if you guys don't know, we have an awesome Discord community. While I was sick all last week and away on vacation at the same time, um, you guys were in the Discord group. You guys were helping each other. You guys were, providing feedback on each other's charts. All that stuff, like that makes me so proud of you guys. That makes me so proud to be part of this optimistic features family. Um, like I'm really, really happy that you guys were in there talking to each other and having that dialogue, having that communication. We have an awesome. It's a small group, but it's growing, and the people that are there because they want to be there. They're there because they're there to help each other, and we're really focused on this optimistic features family growing in a way to where it's very organic, to where our whole intention is to be able to help you with whatever it is that your purpose is, whatever it is that your stated goal is. Do you want to become an entrepreneur? Do you want to be a trader, a futures trader, options, crypto? Do you want to be an investor? All those different things. And we're just there to help with that, provide feedback and social support and all that type of good stuff. Hitting resistance at that 50 EMA on the 3-minute chart, bouncing off the 35 a couple of times. 3-minute chart still pulling up with, okay, we just got a fresh candle from 2.2 to 2.5. You can see the momentum slowing down on the 3-minute chart as we approach the 9 o'clock time frame for those speeches from the two Fed presidents from St. Louis and New York. 6.5 to 4.9 to 3.4 on the 5-minute TTM. And 5-minute TTM looking good. You can see this red dot just formed in here though. The red dot being that it's outside of that Bollinger Band. At least that's how I understand it. I probably need to do even further research on this, but what I do know is that we've been using the TCM as part of our strategy for quite some time now, and typically when we see this red dot, a lot of times that means that the breakout may not be occurring. So it's more or less, I view it a lot of times as a caution. Gonna pull this out a little bit. You see sort of this U-shaped pattern here. May get some pullback and then pop again, based solely off of patterns. But whatever is said in this speech that happens in 2 minutes, or 1 minute rather, may affect how this chart pattern plays out. Up 15.25 in the sim, up 331 and some change in the evaluation. Evaluation's at 331.40. So total fees, let's see, we took a ton of trades in the sim, way more than we should have. But we took 158 contracts, added our fees, comes out to $688.88 in fees, minus our $15.25 in profit. So that puts us up $836.12 on the day in sim. And I kind of just want to see what happens at 9 o'clock, which is right now. It's about 20 seconds. By the way, if you guys haven't liked or subscribed or ring the bell for notifications, make sure you guys do that. It helps the channel grow more than you know. It helps the community grow more than you know. It helps out not just me, but it helps everybody in the whole community. because it brings in more people, brings in more perspective, and that allows us to be able to view other people's viewpoints, or rather hear or understand other people's viewpoints and perspectives, so that we can become better traders, and we can become better entrepreneurs, and we can become an overall better community. Um, so it really does help everybody. So it's 9 o'clock now, and got a little bit of a pullback, but not much. Obviously, it's a Fed speech, so it's going to take a few minutes for this to really play out. More than likely, they'll probably say the same things, um, which is, we expected inflation to not be bad. It was bad. Same thing that they've been saying for like several years. Um, but but it does move the markets. I think the inflation thing that ended up happening was by and large the most predictable economic outcome that could have possibly happened. Um, I don't think anybody at all who had any exposure to supply and demand, or the most basic of economic understanding, would not have predicted that inflation would have hit heavy after all the stimulus checks. Um, I think that the inflation thing was as predictable as daylight happening the next day. It was just the most predictable thing I think that possibly could have happened at all. Um, so, got a little spike there off of 98. Spiked up to 4,001 and pulled back to 4,000. It's a pretty heavy pullback off that big spike. A little bit of volume increase too. Actually, a lot of bit of volume increase. Wow, pulled all the way back to a doji. There is like 3 seconds left on this. You can see it's just kind of big rip followed by a big drop. Whoa, what a massive drop. And this is why I'm flat for market news releases. This is exactly why I stay flat for those. Jeez. Trying to go short here. There we go. Just took a nice fat short. Look at that. Just such a huge falling knife. $45 seconds, and it's just fell $15. We did just pull 8 ticks off that at 6 contracts, which is nice. What a fat pullback. Subsequent rip up. So it's this sort of level of volatility that that makes it so that I tend to be flat on these market releases. This was like almost 18,000 contracts traded on this particular candle. 17,521 um, with 8,000 on the next. So a lot of volume coming in right now. And it completely retraced that entire drop. That is incredible. And now we're ripping up. Rip up, then down, then big rip up. It's crazy. Massive moves right now. Joining the vid right here off of 99 and some change. Didn't get the entry, so I'm just gonna cut it, and I'm gonna pull back a little bit on this. See if there's any news updates. Nothing I see here. Would have to actually check in with the like a live stream of the Fed news. What a crazy move down, followed by a crazy move up. Managed to do pretty decently on it though. At least on the downward one. Too bad we missed the upward. So this is where all the volume's been waiting. All the volume's been waiting till 9 o'clock. Riding at that 39.95 zone. Pretty much every headline that I have is about the protests in China. I don't see any headline about the Fed speech yet. So, how did you guys do through that drop and that rip back up? Did you guys trade it at all? I'd love to know. Because that was crazy. I mean, a drop of 15 bucks, multiplied by four, that's 60 ticks, and then to rip all the way back up, it's another 60. So 120 ticks basically combined direction. So 60 on the downside, 60 on the upside. I mean, that's just absolute insanity to happen within like a 3 minute period. So, got this doji here off of 95. I'm gonna pull this chart out a little bit and take a look at what we got going on. Go to short here. Should have taken it off of 93, but did get that short. Up 24.25 on the day now. And going long here. Did get that long as well, up 26.50 on the day. That's pretty much instant. Not sure here. May regret that. Look for that to drop down. I think we entered in too low though. Let's see. We're gonna cut this. I'm gonna hold it for a second. Yeah, we're cutting it. Lost 300 on that. Up 22.75 on the day though. So still ended up greener pastures. Shorting there. Shorted at 88.5. Only looking to take 3 ticks. Fortunately, when you sell market, you're getting filled at the worst possible price. Come on, go red. Red and redder. There we go, we got that. Back up $2,500 on the day, which was our original, where we were at in the very beginning of the day. Before we even started streaming, we were up 2,500. Clearly, we had significantly less contracts traded as well. So obviously, we had significantly more profit than what we have right now. But if we add in our fees, we're at $819.68 in fees. Let's take out our 2,500. Puts us up 1680.32 on the day in the sim. So moving in the right direction. But yeah, guys. Probably going to go ahead and shut it down right there. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up to the stream today. I know that we took 10 days off, and or I should say really just the week of Thanksgiving, honestly, because there were 2 weekends there. But I want to say to our Optimistic Futures members inside of our Discord group, I want to thank you guys very much for communicating with each other over this last week. I apologize that I couldn't be there. Being ill for the last 5 days with that fever of 100 plus, 102 really, 102.5 was where we're at. Honestly, it's just like I wanted to be there with you guys, but unfortunately couldn't. So I just kept seeing the conversation happen, and it did make me happy, and honestly it made me pretty excited to get back here and actually chat with you guys and be with you guys today. We're ending the day green, which I'm grateful for. It was kind of a hard day to trade, no lie on that. But we are ending the day pretty green, and I'm happy about that. I do want to say, guys, if you would like to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. They are running a promo right now. If you use the link in the description and promo code JSBEST, it will give you the maximum discount price, which I believe is 65% off right now. I'll have to verify that, um, but I believe they're running that today and tomorrow. Through the 29th. But that will actually significantly reduce your costs in order to earn funding in the futures market. Plus, it's a lifetime discount. All those discounts that we have on there, they're lifetime, and so you guys will be spotted forever with that. And so, you can get access to up to $300,000 for significantly, very little risk to you on your side in order to get access to that. So, in my opinion, it's one of the best deals in trading. It's one of the best things available to anybody who is trying to break out without the PDT rule getting in the way. Sorry, guys, sickness, man. Hopefully, it'll be better by the end of the week. So, but yeah, guys, join our Discord group. Jump in there, say hi. Let's have some conversations and talk about some good stuff. So I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow's stream, 7:30 Pacific. It's 10:30 market time, and be safe out there. Be safe with your trades, and much love and appreciation. We will see you guys tomorrow, and I will see you guys in the Discord group right now, who are already in the Discord group. All right, peace. Bow, bow.